everyone. This is Al, Red Sox fan. The 18 one-and-done tournament continues. We're in our first semifinal game in round 2, and it pits the 2017 Cubs versus the 1970s decade team for the New York Metropolitans. Again, these decade teams were built by a Strat-O-Matic fan on one of the forums you're able to download. It's been quite a tournament, and we just had a great game. The fourth game of round 1 was the best game, and if you didn't catch it, at some point you should. But anyway, we're here with our first semifinal game, 2017 Cubs versus the 70s decade Mets. Let's get to the lineups and get to the semifinal. For the visiting New York Metropolitans, as they visit Wrigley Field to take on the Cubbies, Lee Mazzilli will get the start in center. Batting first, he's a switch hitter. Batting second, the second baseman, Felix Millan. Batting third, La Grande à l'Orange, Rusty Staub. He's in right field. Batting fourth, playing left field, Ed Kranepool. Batting fifth, the first baseman, John Milner. Batting sixth, doing the catching, John Stearns. Batting seventh, the third baseman, Wayne Garrett. Batting eighth, the shortstop, Mike Phillips. Batting ninth, the left-handed pitcher, Jerry Koosman. And his career average for 162 games, if you put his career together, 14 wins, 14 losses, 3.36 earned run average, 1 save, 166 strikeouts. Can the lefty, Jerry Koosman, duplicate what Tom Seaver did and bring the Mets to the finals of this 18 one-and-done tournament? On the mound for the Cubbies, hoping to advance to the finals, Jake Arrieta. In 2017, he was 14-10. He just looks stupid with his hat that way, I'm sorry. And he had a 3.53 earned run average, striking out 163. Contreras is back behind the plate. Rizzo at first, Baez at second. Addison Russell's at short, and Chris Bryant at third. Ian Happ is in left, and if you watched the previous game, you know what Happ did. Almora Jr. is in center, and Zobrist moves from second to right field. And Happ's a 0 for an arm, Almora Jr. -2, and Zobrist +1 in right. So here's Lee Mazzilli to lead it off against Jake Arrieta. Mazzilli looking for the 3-6 count. Here's the pitch from Arrieta. It's a 5. Nothing good for Mazzilli there, and that's a 6. And that's a swing and a miss. Mazzilli goes down via K. Arrieta starts the game off in style. Corners move in for the second baseman, Felix Millan. Millan, 279, 2 home runs. Excellent bunter. Bryant in at third, Rizzo in at first. Here's the pitch to Felix, looking for the 2-6. It's a 4. He needs a 2, 6, 7, 8. He gets an 11. That'll be a ground ball to Russell at short. He throws to Rizzo, 2 down. And here comes La Grande à l'Orange. He was a big part of the Mets' first victory in this tournament. Staub, 279 with 18 home runs. Arrieta deals to Staub, looking for the 6-2. It's a 1. Staub needs a 2, 3, 4, or a 12. He gets a 4 and a 6. That's a line shot to Anthony Rizzo, who makes the play. Side retired. Go to the bottom of the first. Jerry Koosman on the mound for the Mets. And once again, Koosman 14-14, 3.36, 166 strikeouts. And he will face a batting order of Ben Zobrist, who's leading off and playing right field for the Cubs. Zobrist will be followed by Chris Bryant playing third base, so he's batting second. Batting third, the power-hitting first baseman, Anthony Rizzo. The cleanup hitter is the catcher, Wilson Contreras. Hero of the prior Cubs game, playing left field, Ian Happ. Playing center field, Albert Almora Jr. Getting the start at second, batting seventh, Javier Baez. Batting eighth, the smooth fielding Addison Russell, playing short. And batting ninth on the hill, Jake Arrieta. We already told you his pitching numbers. So Koosman's on the mound, Stearns behind the plate, Milner at first, Mian at second, Phillips at short, Garrett at third. Kranepool's in left, he has a +3 arm. Mazzilli's in center, he has a +2 arm, and Rusty Staub is in right with a -3 arm. So you can run on Mazzilli and Kranepool, and I'm sure the Cubbies will attempt it. Here's Ben Zobrist to lead off things. Switch hitter batting righty against the left-handed throwing Koosman. Zobrist looking for the 4-1. Here's the pitch from Jerry Koosman. He gets a 1. Very good for Zobrist. And a 10. That's a ground ball to Garrett, who fires to Milner, 1 down. Scoring at home, 5-3. Now bring up Chris Bryant. Bryant, 295, 29 homers in 2017. He's looking for the 3-4 column. Koosman picks up the sign from John Stearns. Here's the pitch to Bryant. That's a 1. Bryant needs a 2 or a 9 or a 10. He gets an 8, and that's a ground ball to Phillips, his first opportunity. Over to Miller, out number 2. So the left side of the Mets infield seen action, Garrett, then Phillips. So 2 outs, base is empty. Anthony Rizzo steps to the plate. Rizzo, 273, 32 home runs. Lefty-lefty matchup. Koosman kicks and deals. It's a 6. This is very good for Jerry Koosman. And a 7. Ground ball to Mian. Mian flips to Milner. 1-2-3 go the Cubbies. We go to the top of the second. No score here at Wrigley in the semifinal. In this one-and-done 18 tournament. Due up Kranepool, Milner, and Stearns to face Jake Arrieta. Ed Kranepool, 261 with 9 homers. Kranepool looking for the 2-6 column. Arrieta deals to the lefty. It's a 3. Kranepool needs a 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He gets a 7. That's a hard hit ball to Russell at short, who eats it up. And that is an out. Nothing seems to get by Addison Russell at short. So 1 out, no one on. Another left-handed stick. John Milner, Met first baseman, 249, 13 homers. He awaits the Jake Arrieta offering. Here comes the pitch. Looking for the 3-6. Milner gets a 3. This is his column. He's got to produce. And a 5. And Milner turns on that fastball and singles to right. So a 1-out single for John Milner. 85% chance of stealing second. We got to take that opportunity here. 1 through 17, he will be safe. 33% chance of getting the proper lead. Will attempt to steal. Milner is on his way. The throw down, and he is safe. The throw from Contreras is late. So with 1 out, Milner's in scoring position, and that's huge because now John Stearns, with a base hit, could give the Metropolitans the lead here. John Stearns, 260 with 5 home runs. Stearns is looking for the 2 or the 6 column. Arrieta deals to Stearns. It's a 6. Stearns needs a 3, 4, 5, 6, 11. He gets a 6. It's a 13, and that's a single to left. Milner hits third base and comes around to score. It's 1-0 Metropolitans, so that stolen base comes into play as John Stearns singles. And Stearns has a 95% chance to steal. So Arrieta is god-awful at holding runners on. You can see that +6, and we have to take advantage of this. Stearns will attempt to steal. That's 1 through 19. He is safe. 33% chance of getting the proper lead. Here's the attempted steal. Stearns is on his way. Contreras doesn't even throw as he steals. on Arrieta, just like Milner did. And he's in scoring position with 1 out. And Wayne Garrett has a chance to knock in a run. Garrett, 239 with 6 homers. Arrieta picks up the side. Here's the pitch to Garrett, looking for the 6-2 column. He gets a 4. Garrett needs a 6-7-8. He gets a 12. That'll be a ground ball to Baez at second. Stearns will advance to third, and that'll be the second out of the inning as Baez goes to Rizzo. So with 2 outs, Stearns is at third, and Mike Phillips comes to the plate. 237 with 1 home run. Wild pitch, error, base hit, would score Stearns. 90 feet away. Here's the pitch to Phillips, looking for the 6-2 column. He gets a 5, and this will be out number 3 most likely, and a 7. So this will be a ground ball to Baez. Again, Baez very good. You can see the 1 through 20. There's nothing there. These are all outs and a few range plays. Here's the 20-sided dice roll. And that's a 19G1, so we have to hope for an error. And it is! Baez, a 15. It's an E1. Stearns will score on the booted ball by Javier Baez, and it's 2-0. Mets. So, wow, the Mets are going to bat around here as Koosman comes to the plate. He's the number 9 batter. Phillips will be off and running. 90% chance of stealing. Arrieta is god-awful. And there goes Phillips. 25% chance to get the proper lead. And there he goes. And he's safe. That's the 3rd stolen base by the Mets in the top of the 1st as Arrieta just cannot hold runners on. That's something the Cubs have to think about. Here comes Jerry Koosman. Can Koosman get a base hit and help his own cause? Here's the pitch to Jerry, looking for the 6-4 column. He gets a 2, he needs a 10, he gets an 8, and that will be strike 3 looking, side retired, but the Mets score twice. Second run aided by the Javier Baez error at second. We go to the bottom of the second, 2-0 Mets. 2 up for the 2017 Cubs. Contreras, Happ, and Almora to face Jerry Koosman. Contreras looking for the 2-4 column. Stearns sets the target. Here's the pitch from Koosman. And it's a 5. And Contreras needs a 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He gets a 5 and a 15. That ball is driven to center field. Mazzilli on his horse, going back, reaching up at the track, makes the catch. 1 down. Nice play by Pete Mazzilli. Ian Happ, hero of the prior game for the Cubs, steps to the plate. 253, 24 homers. Switch hitter batting righty off the left-handed throwing Koosman. He's looking for the 3-4 column. Koosman kicks and fires. It's a 4, very good for Happ, and a 5, and he will single to center. So the tying run comes to the plate. Milner holding Happ on. Happ, a 1 through 14 base runner, and it's Albert Amora Jr., 298, 8 home runs. Phillips and Mian hoping to turn 2 up the middle. Here's the pitch to Almora. And there goes Happ. Down to second. He's trying to steal on Stearns. 1 through 11. He's safe. Here goes the throw. An 11, and he slides in just under the tag by Mian. Stearns thought he had him, but the man in blue called him safe. So it's been a base-stealing game. Cubbies finally get one. 1 out. Runner at second. Here's the pitch to Almora. 1-4 he's looking for. He gets a 2, and that's a 4. And that'll be a foul out to Stearns for out number 2. Good job by Koosman. Baez, who made that crucial error for the Mets' second run on the top of the second. Chance to make amends. 2 outs. Happ will be off on contact at second. Here's the pitch to Baez. 1-4 he's looking for. He gets a 3. He needs a 6. He gets an 11. That will be strike 3 looking. Side retired. Koosman is clutch. Go to the top of the third, 2-0 Mets. Top of the order. Lee Mazzilli is 0 for 1. Arrieta deals to Mazzilli, and that's a 6. Mazzilli needs a 5, 6, 8, 9, 11. He gets an 11 and an 8, and that's a line drive caught by Rizzo. So Mazzilli hit hard, but right at Anthony Rizzo. One out, no one on. Felix Millan 0 for 1. Corners playing in. Millan, an excellent bunter. Bryant in at third. Rizzo in at first. Contreras wiggles the fingers, sets the target. Here's the pitch to Millan. It is a 6. Millan needs a 3, 5, 6, or an 11. He gets a 5, and that's a 5. And Millan drives that ball. And that goes through for a single. So a 1-out single for Millan, as I read that wrong. I thought that was going to be a home run, so obviously that's a 5. And they'll bring up La Grande à l'Orange, and Millan will be off and running. As the Arrieta Express is open, he's horrible at holding runners. That +6 is a killer. And he will attempt the steal. Big lead. Swing and a miss by Staub. There goes Millan. The throw down is low. Caught by Baez. Quick tag, but not in time once again. Was that the 4th stolen base for the Mets on Arrieta? He's in scoring position. Staub in the hole now. Staub 0 for 1. Chance for an RBI here for La Grande à l'Orange. Here's the pitch to Rusty. It's a 3. Rusty needs a 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He gets a 9, and that will be a line out to Rizzo, who's been a busy beaver at first, making play after play like a hockey goalie. So 2 outs. Millan still at second. He'll be off on contact. Here's Ed Kranepool. He is 0 for 1. Kranepool awaits the Arrieta offering. Here's the pitch homeward bound. He gets a 1, so he'll need a 2 or a 12. He gets a 5, and that ball will go out to Zobrist, who catches the can of corn. Side retired. The Mets threaten but do not score. Go to the bottom of the third. 2-0 Mets. Jerry Koosman back out on the mound. He'll face Addison Russell, Jake Arrieta, and Ben Zobrist. Koosman nods his head. Here's the pitch to Russell, looking for the 2-4 column. He gets a 5. This is still pretty good for Addison Russell. 3 through 7 is good, and it's a 7, and that will be a walk. So lead-off walk to Russell. Tying run comes in plate, and Jake Arrieta. Corners move in. Arrieta most likely will bunt. Garrett in at third, Milner in at first. Koosman kicks and fires. Arrieta squares. Garrett has it, and he throws to first, and they just get Arrieta. And Russell advances on the sacrifice. So 1 out, Russell at second. Tying run comes to the plate and Ben Zobrist. And Zobrist had 12 home runs last year. Koosman nods his head. The windup being the pitch to Zobrist. And it's going to be a 3, nothing there for Ben. And a 10. That's going to be a ground ball back to Koosman. He throws to Milner for the out, as Russell cannot advance. So 2 outs. Russell will be off on contact. And a very dangerous Chris Bryant steps up here. 281, 29 homers in 2017. Cubs fans want to hit. Koosman looks up, picks up the sign from John Stearns. The windup and the pitch to Chris Bryant. It's a 5. Bryant needs anything 3 through 7. He gets a 9, and that will be a strike 3 looking. Koosman gets him. He froze him as he hit the black on the outside corner. Side retired. We go to the top of the 4th. Mets still have a 2-0 lead in this first semifinal game of our marathon 18 one-and-done tournament. John Milner's 1 for 1 with a run scored. Here's the pitch to Milner. And that's a 3. Very good column for Milner. And that's a 7 and an 8. And that will be past Amora. He does not make the play. That's going to roll to the wall, and Milner will cruise into second with a leadoff double. So John Milner's 2 for 2. And here's John Stearns. On deck is Wayne Garrett. And Stearns will sacrifice Milner over. 86% chance of success. He squares the bunt. Here's the pitch. He puts it down. Oh, but it goes foul, and now there's 2 strikes on him. And we still have an 81% chance of success if we want to keep the bunt on. But we're going to take the bunt off with 2 strikes. He's fouled it off twice. Stearns will have an opportunity to now knock the run in. Worst case scenario, hit that ball on the ground to the right side. Stearns chokes up just a little bit. Arrieta gets the sign from Contreras, the windup and the pitch. And that's a 5. Nothing good there for Stearns. Hopefully he hits it to the right side. It's a 9, and he strikes out swinging. So the failure to move Milner over, could that come back and haunt the Mets? So 1 out, Milner's still at second. He takes a little lead. Wayne Garrett, the third baseman, steps to plate. He's 0 for 1. Arrieta rocks and fires. It's a 5-0 there for Garrett, and a 9, and that's another strikeout and a swing and a miss. So back-to-back strikeouts after the Milner double. So it's up to Mike Phillips, who's 0 for 1. Milner will be off on contact. Arrieta looking to strike out the side here after the leadoff double. Contreras sets the target. Here's the pitch to Phillips. He gets a 6, so Phillips needs a 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 11, and he gets a 7. And guess what? Strike 3 looking after the leadoff double. Arrieta bears down and strikes out the side. We go to the bottom of the 4th, 2-0 Mets. Koosman to face Rizzo, Contreras, and Happ. Rizzo 0 for 1. Here's the pitch to Anthony. Tremendous power hitter. It's a 3, good column for Anthony, and a 4. And that ball clips Rizzo on the inside. He's hit by a pitch and goes down to first base. Tying run comes to the plate. The catcher, Wilson Contreras, and he had 21 home runs in 2017. Koosman looking to induce a double play ball, as we say. Stearns goes through the signs. Koosman nods his head. Here's the pitch to Wilson. Contreras gets a 6, possible double play here, and a 9. Ground ball to the shortstop, Phillips. Oh boy, range play. Contreras wants 4 or lower on the first dice roll. And he gets a 9. That's a G3. And a 4. This could be a double play ball. As Phillips do they turn 2? No, they do not. Phillips had a rough time handling the ball and just went for the sure out at first. Rizzo advances to second base, so 1 out, Rizzo at second, and Ian Happ, who's 1 for 1, comes to the plate. Happ, a dangerous batter. Stearns sets the target. Here's the pitch from Koosman. It's a 5, so Happ needs a 3 through 7. He gets a 6, and it's a 4, and Ian Happ has just jacked a home run to left center field, and we have a tie ball game. And it's now 2-2, and that's Ian Happ's second home run of the tournament. Unbelievable. Ian Happ does it again. And Koosman hangs his head in disgust. In the chat, we have Mr. Utah Mike. He says, good morning, my friend. Good morning to you, Mr. Utah Mike. Hope all is well. Looking forward to when you're ready with the new content on your channel. Always love your channel. Mr. Utah Mike, a very knowledgeable baseball fan and friend of the channel. Good person, Mr. Utah Mike. Always wishing you and yours the best. And here comes Albert Almora. It's a new ball game. It's 2-2, bottom of the 4th, 1 out. Almora's 0 for 1. Koosman kicks and fires to Almora. It's a 6 and an 8. Ground ball to Phillips. Phillips over to Milner, 2 down. Scoring at home at 6-3. And that brings Javier Baez. His error gave the Mets their second run in the top of the 2nd. That's why it's a tie ball game and not a 1-run lead for the Cubbies after the Happ 2-run blast. Baez looking for that 1-4 column. He did have 23 home runs last year with a .273 batting average. He digs in that right-hander's batter's box. The lefty Koosman deals. It's a 1. This is very good for Baez. And a 5, and that will be a single to left. He sat back nicely on that pitch and turned on it. Baez represents the go-ahead run at first. 1 through 15 speed. That's pretty good. Here's Addison Russell. He is walked. He has no official at-bat. Koosman takes a peek at first. Now quickly deals to Russell. And that Baez was attempting to steal. But Milner and Koosman do a good job and keep him close. So now there's the pitch to Russell. That's a 4. That's a bad column on the Koosman card. And an 8 possible single here. And it will be, as that's an 11. And they're going to try to advance the runner to third and we're just going to throw it into the cutoff, and it'll be first and third. Keep the force play in order at second, and here's Jake Arrieta, the pitcher. Koosman has to come up big here. Here's the pitcher, Arrieta. Arrieta trying to help his own cause. It's a 2 column. He needs a 9 through 12. He gets a 5, and that will be strike 3, swinging side, retired. The Cubs do score 2, but strand the go-ahead run at third. We go to the top of the 5th, 2-2 ball game. Let's quickly go back to the chat. We have Mr. Utah Mike. Only G1 is double play. G2, fielder's choice, G3 out. Thank you very much, Mr. Utah Mike. Hopefully I remember that. I'm always curious what those numbers, because I don't read the rules, and when it's a computer, unlike card and dice, you don't have to look at the charts, so I don't always know that. But thank you. So G1 is a double play, G2, fielder's choice, G3 out at first. Thank you very much. Everyone else advances one base on range checks. Great information by Mr. Utah Mike. Always a help in the chat. Great to hear. It's great to have you in the chat, my friend. So here's Jerry Koosman, and Arrieta will deal to his counterpart. Here's the pitch. That's a 6. Wow, this could be good for Koosman. And it's a 6 and a 16, and that will be a single up the middle. So Jerry Koosman helping the cause of the New York Metropolitans and himself. And you know what? Koosman has a 65% chance of stealing second, as Jake Arrieta. That +6 is god-awful. Mazzilli is 0 for 2. Corners are in. And let's see what the bunt is for Mazzilli. I want to say it's 70-something, 72%. He's going to, you know what? We're not going to do that. Let's see what the hit and run is. 250, 25%. We're going to go hit and run with B. Mazzilli. Here's the pitch from Jake Arrieta. It's a 4 and an 11. Ground ball at second base. Baez comes up with it. Fires to second for the out. On the first double play. Wow, hit and run, and they still pull the double play as Mazzilli hit the ball, I guess, a little too hard to Baez. It went Baez to Russell to Rizzo. Wow. You usually don't get a double play on a hit and run. Unbelievable. Good job by Baez. Makes up for that horrible error for the moment. So 2 outs, base is empty. Felix Mian's 1 for 2. Arrieta gets a sign from Contreras. Here's the pitch to Felix Mian, looking for the 2-6 column. It's a 4. Mian needs a 2 or a 6-7-8. He gets the 5, and that will be strike 3, looking side retired. Go to the bottom of the 5th, tied at 2 in our first semifinal game. Due up for the Cubs, Zobrist, Bryant, and Rizzo, the top 3 in their order, to face Jerry Koosman, who's up to 66 pitches, good for 109. Zobrist is 0 for 2. Stearns wiggles the fingers. Koosman nods his head. Pitch comes homeward bound. It's a 4. Again, not a good Koosman column on his pitcher card. And a 10. The ground ball goes to Garrett. And let's see if I remember what Mr. Utah Mike said. Here's a 20-sided dice roll. And that's a 6G3, but there's no runners on. Number sign, I believe that's a range play. The second 18-sided dice roll is in 12. I believe Garrett will make this play. Garrett backhands it and fires to first for the out. 1 down. And now bring Chris Bryant, the power-hitting third baseman, to the plate. He's 0 for 2. Koosman works quickly to Bryant. It's a 2. So Bryant needs a 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10. He gets an 8. And that'll be a sky-high pop-up to short. Phillips calls for it, makes the catch, 2 down. So Bryant finds the out on that column. Base is empty, 2 down. Anthony Rizzo strides to the plate. The power-hitting first baseman's 0 for 1 with a run scored. Koosman shakes off Stearns. Now he deals to Rizzo. It's a 1. Rizzo needs a 2, 5, 6, 8, 9. He gets a 7, and that will be a fly ball to Mazzilli. Mazzilli going back and to his right makes the catch. Side retired. We go to the top of the 6th, still tied at 2 in our first semifinal game. Hopefully everyone's enjoying this marathon tournament. 8-team one-and-done tournament. And Rusty Staub comes to play. He'll be followed by Ed Kranepool and John Milner. Stab, La Grande à l'Orange. 0 for 2 off Jake Arrieta. Arrieta hoping to keep that trend alive. Here's the pitch to Rusty. It's a 1. Stab needs a 2, 3, 4, 12. He gets a 7. That'll be a ground ball to Bryant. Bryant throws to Rizzo for the out, scoring a home that goes 5 to 3. Stab's now 0 for 3. And here comes Ed Kranepool. He's 0 for 2. Kranepool had 9 home runs in his 162 game average for his career. He digs in. Here's the Arrieta offering. It's a 2. This is a Kranepool column. He has to make this hurt. It's an 8 and a 20. And that's a line drive. And Anthony Rizzo once again makes the catch at first. He is like a hockey goalie denying anything to go past. So Kranepool got his column but did not make Arrieta pay. 2 outs, bases empty, and John Milner's 2 for 2 with a double and a stolen base. Here's the pitch to Milner, and it's a 1. Milner has a lot of good stuff there, and a 6, and Milner walks, and he's on base once again. So he keeps the inning alive for John Stearns, the catcher, who's 1 for 2 with a ribby. And Milner will be off and running against Jake Arrieta, who is horrible at holding runners on, who will attempt to steal. And Arrieta is able to look Milner back with the help of Rizzo, so Milner does not get the proper jump, will take the steal off. John Stearns will now have an opportunity to bat. Here's the pitch to Stearns, looking for the 2-6 column. He gets the 6, a lot of good stuff there. 3, 4, 5, 6, 11. He gets a 9, and that's a strikeout looking side retired. Milner stranded at first. We go to the bottom of the 6th, still 2-2 in this semifinal game. It's a pitcher's duel between Koosman and Jake Arrieta. Due up for the Cubbies, Contreras, Happ, and Almora. Cubs catcher, Contreras 0 for 2. Koosman looking to make him 0 for 3. Pitch comes homeward bound. It's a 5. 3 through 7 is good for Contreras. He gets a 4 and an 18, and that ball goes down to Garrett, and he throws to Milner for the out. So he got a good column, but missed on the pitch. And here comes Mr. Kryptonite himself, Ian Happ. 2 for 2. He has a home run, and that was a 2-run homer that tied the game. He also had the huge home run. It was a pinch hit home run in the prior Cubs victory. Koosman deals to Happ. It's a 3. Happ needs a 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, or a 3. Wow, another good Happ column. And it's a 10, and it's a 13. And Ian Happ has just gone yard again off Jerry Koosman. Touch them all, Ian Happ. It is now 3-2. In this Mine Dunk tournament, Ian Happ has hit 3 home runs. He is 4 for 4. 3 home runs and a single. Unbelievable. Ian Happ channeling his inner Hank Aaron, Babe Ruth, Mickey Mantle, Barry Bonds, and so on and so forth. Sammy Sosa. You name him, he's hitting them. He has all the power hitters in his blood right now. So 1 out, base is empty. The Mets now trail by 1. Amora comes to the plate. He's 0 for 2. Here's the pitch to Albert. It's a 5, and 3 through 7 is good for Amora. And he gets a 5, and that's a 1. And Amora will hit this shot to center field. Mazzilli will not get to it, and that's going to hit the wall and roll around. Amora hits second base and heads for third. The relay throw will not be timed. A 1-out triple by Albert Amora. And Koosman is on the ropes here in this semifinal. And here comes Javier Baez. Baez is 1 for 2. He has struck out and singled. And he really hits left-handed pitching. He's a 4L. And Koosman's day might be done. Infield pulled in. Let's just see. We're going to have to bring in a righty here, I believe, and that's what we're going to do. So Koosman fell apart here in this inning, and it's Ian Happ is the killer of Jerry Koosman. And Apodaca's even. Frisella has a 1R, but he's a 3 1.31 ERA. Bob Apodaca, 2.86. I think I'm going to go with the ERA and not the guy. He's even against lefties or righties. Furcell is better against righties, but I'm going to go with Bob Apodaca. So Jerry Koosman's done. Apodaca comes in. I choose the pitcher with the lower ERA. So here's Bob Apodaca and his career 162 game average. Again, you can go to Baseball Reference and it'll pretty much mimic this. Every once in a while, there's a slight difference. I check out the cards. Again, this is built off the free all-time. I think it's a free agent file. Every player, and these teams were built by a Strat-O-Matic fan on their forum, and you're able to download it if you have those files, which I do. So Apodaca 3-5 with 5 saves, but that's why I put him in the 286 earned run average. So infield in. Runner at third, Baez. And Russell, you know what? We can walk Baez. Sets up a double play possibility to Russell. He only batted 239. I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to intentionally walk Baez. Of course, he's going to steal. Oh, God. Well, that's what we're going to do. Now we have a decision. Do we play the infield in still? We're not going to do it. If he steals, we'll move the infield in. Hoping for a double play ball here. What are our options here? Set infield back, corners in, guard the line. Yeah, we're just going to cancel that. Play our infield normal. Let's see if Baez is going. He is not. Here's the pitch to Addison Russell. It's a 1. Come on, double play ball. And a 10. It's a fly ball to right. Rusty Staub will make the catch. Let's see if Amora will tag up. He is tagging up. And Staub with a -3 arm. 1 through 12. Amora scores. We need a 13. Here's the throw. It's a 19. Staub guns him out at the plate. Double play. And the Mets will go to the top of the 7th, trailing by 1. What a huge play by Legrand Alarange throwing out the runner. Amora at the plate. So they got the double play ball on the fly out and throw out at the plate. Arrieta back out on the mound. The Mets have a little jump in their step. Lots of high five for Staub in the dugout. Apodaca does his job. 2 up, Garrett, Phillips, and a pinch hitter for Bob Apodaca. Wayne Garrett is 0 for 2 off Jake Arrieta. Arrieta up to 90 pitches, good for 97. Here's the pitch to Garrett. It's a 1. He needs a 2 or a 12. Come on. He gets a 10, and that's a ground out to third. 1 down. Mike Phillips steps to the plate. He's 0 for 2 off Arrieta. Arrieta kicks and fires. Phillips gets a 3 column. He needs a 10. He gets a 4, and that will be a pop-up sky high to Addison Russell at short, and he makes the catch for out number 2. So 2 up and 2 quickly down. And here comes a pinch hitter for Bob Apodaca. And the pinch hitter will be Beauclair, 263. Beauclair is great against righties in my Action PC Baseball, my 77 replay, as I play as the Mets and the Red Sox. Boswell, 248. Boswell has 3 home runs. Slugging, 337. Beauclair, 360. Wow, so Beauclair has a... You know what? We got to go with Beauclair at the 263 average. So Beauclair will try to get the line moving and get to the top of the order. Beauclair will pitch to Bob Apodaca, who with help from Rusty Staub got the double play ball that ended the inning in the bottom of the 6th when Staub caught the ball and threw out Amora at the plate. As Amora tried to tag up and give the Cubs a big insurance run. So 2 outs, 3-2 ball game for the Cubs. Beauclair 263, 2 homers, 15 ribbies, 183 at-bats. Again, that's an average of his 162 game total over his career. Here's the pitch to Beauclair. It's a 1. This is a good column. And an 8. And that's a swing and a miss. Strike 3, side retired. Beauclair goes down swinging. 7th inning stretch. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts, a Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever go back 4 inches. Root for the home team. If they lose, it's a shame. 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. And that's for Chris from Strat-O-Matic, Delaware, Clinton Parks, and Bleacher Bums Gaming with Anthony. Check out those wonderful channels, as well as Mr. Utah Mike, who's in the chat. Trivia time. In 1930, what player set the accepted rookie record with a 373 average in 1930? I have no clue. 1930, 373 average. Jimmy Fox. George Watkins of the Cardinals. We need to bring in a pitcher, and the pitcher will be Arrieta's up, and then Zobrist and Bryant. So you have a pinch hitter maybe, and then we have a switch hitter righty and a lefty. Yeah. We'll just bring the guy in with the best ERA. Lockwood is a closer on the 77 team. I use him a lot. We could go to a starter. Matt Lack would pitch in the championship game if we get there. Zachary, 352. Swan, 375. Seaver pitched the first game of this tournament. Lockwood, 355. Frisello, why can't we just get through? Now it's reconnected. So OBS is going to start doing horrible things. So Frisello will come in for Apodaca. And he will face Jake Arrieta. Let's see if Arrieta will hit. Nope, pinch hitter. And it's going to be John Jay. And Jay started the first game of the tournament for the Cubs, 296, 2 homers, 34 ribbies. Here's the pitch from Frisella, and Frisella, 3-4, 331 ERA, 6 saves, 47 strikeouts. Pitch goes homeward bound to John Jay. It's a 1. Jay needs a 5-6. He gets an 11. That'll be a ground ball to Mian, who throws to Milner 1 down. I'm going to speed it up because OBS is going to start freaking out now. That's my recording system. Zobrist 0 for 3, leadoff batter. Frisella gets a sign from Stearns. Here's the pitch to Ben Zobrist, and that's a 6 and a 5, and that's a swing and a miss strikeout. So 2 up, 2 down for Frisella. And then now face Chris Bryant, and Bryant is 0 for 3. Frisella nods his head. The windup and the pitch to Bryant. That's a 4. Bryant needs a 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12, and he gets an 8, and that's a 13. That ball is driven to left field. Cranepool on the run towards the line. He reaches out. He makes a dive. Does he have it? Yes, he does. Dive and catch by Ed Cranepool in left. Side retired. We go to the top of the 8th. Still 3-2 Cubbies. And the pitcher for the Cubs, Mike Montgomery, comes out to replace Arrieta. And Montgomery struggled in the first game of this tournament, 7-8 with 3 saves, 100 strikeouts. He had 14 starts in 2017. Coming out of the pen in this tournament, he'll face Lee Mazzilli. Mazzilli is 0 for 3. And Montgomery's a lefty. Oh boy. That's why we put him on We're going to go to our lefty pitcher killer, Mike Vail. Let me just make sure. Montgomery is a lefty. Let me just confirm that. Let me cancel this before I do something stupid. Montgomery throws left, and I think that's also down here too. Okay, I thought he was a lefty. We're gonna go to Mike Vail to pinch it for Lee Mazzilli. I think we have to do that, and Tommy Agee can just go in and play center. Oh boy, don't click that yet. So Mike Vail comes off the bench. Mike, don't call me Jerry Vail, to pinch hit for Lee Mazzilli. As Mazzilli had a tough day, he was 0 for 3. And Mike Vail, 279, 3 homers, 21 runs batted in, but more importantly, he's a 4L, which means he hits left-handed pitching pretty good. He kills left-handed pitching in Action PC baseball. So that's how I know about Mike Vail. Again, I play a 77 replay, Mets in the National League, Red Sox in the American League. Montgomery to deal to Vail, who's looking for the 2-6 column. He gets the 6. Come on, Vail. And a 6. And this time he doesn't come through. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. So 1 out. Felix Millan steps to the plate. Mets trailing by 1. Millan represents the tying run. Corners move in. Millan, an excellent bunter. Bryant in at third. Rizzo in at first. Here's the pitch to Felix. And that's a 5. He needs a 7-10. He gets a 9, and that's another strikeout for Montgomery. Swing and a miss. 2 up, 2 down via the K. Can Montgomery strike out the side? He'll face Legrand a l'Orange, Rusty Staub. Can Staub be clutch? Staub 0 for 3. 3-2 lead for the Cubs. 2 outs, top of the 8th. Montgomery deals to Legrand a l'Orange. It's a 3. Staub needs a 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10. He gets a 6, and that's a walk. Staub keeps the inning alive. He does not chase. Tying run at first, and Ed Kranepool comes to play. Kranepool's 0 for 3. And he'll be called back for a pinch hitter. And Tommy Agee grabs a bat and will come in to pinch hit for Ed Kranepool, who made a fine diving catch to end the bottom of the 7th. Tommy Agee, 255, 13 homers, 43 runs batted in. If Agee goes yard, the Mets will have a 1-run lead. 2 outs. Montgomery struck out the first 2 batters, then walked Staub. Agee ready to grip and rip. Montgomery picks up the side from Contreras. He deals to Tommy Agee. 5. Agee needs a 7-10. He gets an 8. And Montgomery has just struck out the side. Big swing and a miss by Tommy Agee. We go to the bottom of the 8th. 3-2 Cubs. Okay, we need a left fielder. Vail, I think Vail can play left, and Agee will play center. Yes, so Vail will play left, and Agee will play center. And do we want Frisella? Let's hit OK now. Mets are guarding the line. Anthony Rizzo comes up. Rizzo is even. Frisella's better, obviously, against righties. We're going to go to a lefty now. Merrick is tough on lefties. So Merrick will come in to face Rizzo, and we'll probably just mix and match to the bottom of the 8th. So here comes Merrick. Bob Merrick, 1-2 with 1 save, 3.47 ERA, 24 strikeouts, 20 walks. Lefty-lefty matchup here. Rizzo's 0 for 2 with a run scored. Mets guarding the lines with Garrett and Milner. Here's the pitch to Rizzo. That's a 4. Rizzo needs a 2, 5, 6, 12, and that's a 4. That'll be a fly ball out to Tommy Agee in center. 3 and below, and Rizzo has a hit on the first 20-sided dice roll. And it's a 1, so that would be a double. Rizzo will burn Agee as that ball will get over his head and roll to the ivy. A leadoff double for Anthony Rizzo, and that's a huge insurance run at second base. So Merrick does not get Rizzo in the lefty-lefty matchup. And here's Wilson Contreras. Merrick's day is done. Cubs want that insurance run. Here comes Skip Lockwood. Lockwood coming in, looking to close things out here in the bottom of the eighth and take it to the top of the ninth. Just a one-run deficit. Contreras 0 for 3. Lockwood done with his warm-up tosses. Here's the pitch. It's a 2. Very good Contreras column. And a 4, excuse me. Double twos, and that's a strikeout looking, so 1 down. And here comes Mr. Myth Killer himself, Ian Happ, 3 for 3 with 2 home runs. Happ has driven in 3 runs. That's why the Cubbies have a 3-2 lead. Lockwood nods his head to wind up being the pitch to Ian Happ. That's a 4. Good God, he could do it again. And a 7. It's a 17. He drives that ball right field line. Stop on the run. Reaches out and makes the catch. And tagging up and going to third is Rizzo. As Staub quickly turned and fired towards third, but not in time. So 2 outs. Rizzo 90 feet away. An important insurance run. And Albert Almora 1 for 3 with a triple. Lockwood rubs up the baseball. Puts it back in his glove. Back up on the hill, toes the rubber, gets a sign from Stearns. Here's the pitch to Almora. It's a 2 and a 5. That is a fly ball to Valen left. He's under it and makes the catch. Side retired. Rizzo is stranded at third after the leadoff double. We go to the top of the ninth. The Cubs 3, the Mets 2. The winner goes to the finals. What a game this has been. Montgomery looking to try to close it out. He will face Milner, Stearns, and Garrett. Milner's 2 for 2 with a double. We're going to let him hit. I don't think we have anyone better on the bench, even though he's tougher on righties. So this is a lefty-lefty matchup. Here's the pitch to John Milner. That's a 4. Milner needs a 7-6. 7-9. That's going to be a 10. Ground ball to second. Out on the run as Baez goes to Rizzo. So 1 out. Cubs are 2 outs away from getting to the finals of this tournament. John Stearns 1 for 3 with a ribby. And Jerry Grody, Jerry Grody will come in to pinch hit for John Stearns. He does a little better job against lefties. I know that also from my 77 replay. Jerry Grody, who played on the 73 World Series team, where the Mets lost in 7 to Oakland. 252, 3 homers, 33 RBIs. He'd like to drive one out of Wrigley and give all the Wrigley fans a little agita. Here's the pitch to Grody, looking for the 2-6 column. It's a 3. Grody needs a 4, 5, 10. He gets a 3, and that's a sky-high pop-up to Anthony Rizzo on the outfield grass at first. 2 down, and it comes down to Wayne Garrett. And let's see who's on the bench here. Steve Henderson grabs a bat and will pinch hit for Garrett. Does Steve Henderson have some Dave Henderson magic? We shall see. 280, 6 home runs, 42 RBIs, and he hits lefties pretty decent. And they have pitch around here, but why would you walk the winning run, the tying run? We shall see. Cubs 1 out away from going to the finals. Henderson trying to deny that to them for the moment. Contreras goes out to have a word with Montgomery, now back behind the plate. Montgomery takes a breath. The windup, the pitch to Henderson. It's a 1. Very good Henderson column. And an 8. And a 5. Line drive. Bryant makes the leaping catch at third. Ball game over. As Bryant robs Henderson of extra bases. What a catch. Henderson hit it hard. But this ball game is over thanks to Chris Bryant at third. The Cubs advance to the finals. Let's go to the box score and get to the next semifinal. So the losing pitcher, Jerry Koosman, 5 1/3, 6 innings, 3 runs, all of them earned, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. Ian Happ for the Cubbies, 2 home runs. He drove in all 3 runs for the Cubs. Happ has 3 home runs in this tournament in 4 at-bats. He has homered 3 times and singled. Apodaca pitched 2/3 of an inning, scoreless. He walked 1. Frisella, an inning. He struck out 1. It was scoreless. Merrick didn't record an out in his inning. Gave up a double to Rizzo. Rizzo would end up being stranded because Lockwood came in and pitched an inning, striking out 1. Arrieta gets the win. 7 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned, 1 walk, 8 Ks. Montgomery the save, 2 innings, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. Player of the game, even though they stole a gazillion bases on Arrieta, it's got to be... Well, actually, no. Player of the game is just going to be one player of the game. It's Ian Happ. I was going to go dual players of the game. But Ian Happ, for his 3 for 4, 3 ribbies, 2 home runs, and a single. He scored twice. Player of the game. The Mets only could muster 5 hits. We're just going to go through the hits. Mian had 1. Milner had 2. He scored a run. Stearns had 1. Scored a run, knocked in a run. And Jerry Koosman had that hit. That's it. Mets had 32 at-bats, 2 runs, 5 hits, and 1 ribby, as 1 run was unearned due to the Baez error at second for the Cubs. The Cubbies, Zobrist went 0 for 4. Bryant went 0 for 4, but he made that leaping catch to end the game, robbing Henderson of a pinch hit double, possibly. Rizzo 1 for 3 with a run scored. Contreras 0 for 4. Happ, player of the game, 3 for 4, 2 home runs, 3 RBIs, 2 runs scored and a single. Mora 1 for 4. Baez 1 for 2. Russell 1 for 2. Arrieta, Jay, and Montgomery. Arrieta and Jay were 0-fers. 0 for 1, 0 for 1, and Montgomery pitched and not hit. Cubs in victory. 29 at-bats, 3 runs, 7 hits, 3 RBIs. They move on to the final. We shall see who they face as we're going to play the next semifinal. As the marathon continues, this Al Red Sox fan saying thank you very much to Mr. Utah Mike who joined us in the chat. And remember to check out Mr. Utah Mike as well as the other friends of the channel. Just check out my page, see who's related and who is featured. So until next time, which is going to be about 7 minutes, health and happiness. Take care. Bye-bye. God bless. And don't swing at the curveball in the dirt. Peace!